As wind speeds increase, the blades on these turbines actually pitch themselves out of the wind. When these speeds reach over 50 miles an hour, the nacelle will actually turn perpendicular to the wind direction and the blades will stop turning. This is all to keep the turbine safe.
Probably don't deal with
it. Vanna's asking Zach what she's gonna.
After Braxton was buried, the rumors stopped for a while, but picked up again. Law enforcement officials and Sherry still receive leads regularly. But there is one issue. No one will speak with authorities or give their names.
If they could prove to me that it was 100% suicide, that would be way better than being told your son was beat to death and then shot to made look like a suicide.
Sheriff Scott says they have and will continue to pursue any other leads that come in. But as a family, the Blues crave closure.
But more than anything, I just want justice for Braxton. He deserves that.
City crews will now be able to pick up different objects in alleys, whether it's brush, debris, or even mattresses, all in one stop.
We go about our normal lives and we put things where we're going to put them, and we do things that are convenient. And so maybe we don't think all the time about potential disease transmission from these items.
With the help from Dr. Boma, we decided to test just how much bacteria is on a toothbrush, a TV remote, and a simple hair tie. Clavel also joined in on the experiment. We started with our hair ties. Dr. Boma placed both hair ties in a test tube with saline solution.
Here we go.
Shook it up, plated them, and then put them in an incubator. A few days later, we were ready to take a look. According to the test, my hair tie had over 100 colonies of bacteria on it. Clavel only had one.
Oh, wow. It was a used one, too. It had hair wrapped around it. I never thought of a hair tie as having a lot of bacteria on it. So I thought I'll just use them until I lose them or break them. But I think now, maybe like every couple of months, throw out the old and get new.
The construction going on behind me is expected to take just under a year to finish. Once complete, this facility will feature 70 beds and be just under 50,000 square feet. This is all to give people who've recently had a surgery a more affordable place to recover.
To travel black, if you will, in that time period meant that you had to be a savvy traveler.
Beginning in 1936, a New York mailman named Victor Green wrote and distributed the Green Book, a travel guide for African-American motorists. This was not your average AAA guide providing hot spots for travel. This was actually a lifesaver for black folks during heights of segregation for 30 years.
This is 9-year-old Emma Hall, and she stars in a locally produced movie that's making international headlines. Tonight on News Channel 10, we'll tell you all about the film and the people that made it possible.
During the school year, they run out of certain things, and it's usually like just typical things you'd use: colored pencils, crayons, glue, paper, stuff like that. They'll run out of that, and it comes out of their pocket because the state has no more money for it. So we thought we'd band together, ask the community to come together for the kids and everybody else. Completely 100% nonprofit. Everything goes towards the kids. Every school we can help. I feel that like a lot of kids can get their feelings out on paper, whether it's something traumatic that happened to them or they're just in this mood to do this. It helps people understand what they're feeling at that time or where they were coming from at that time, and maybe like other people will notice that and say, hey, I've been there, you know, and everything, and I know what it is, and you did what I wished I could do. I intended to take the teachers their supplies directly to them, but instead I had them come to the shop so they could actually meet me and see what was going on, because it is kind of amusing to see people that are all like, oh, he has tattoos, he's probably a criminal and blah, blah, blah. But if you actually talk to us, we're just normal people, and actually, you know, this kind of breaks the stereotype and actually shows people that, yeah, we have children. We care about what our kids are doing. We care about what your kids are doing too. So we care about the entire community, because if our community fails, our kids fail. You know, we fail as parents, the children fail as growing up. So, and I don't want to disappoint them, and I want them to have what they can have as much as they can.
Well, Madison, we're at the 4100 block of Brook Hollow near Western and Cherry in North Amarillo. I want to show you here to my left some police presence, Potter County Fire and deputies on scene. But the main focus of this investigation is right here to my right, that white camper trailer you see out in the distance. Now, around 5 p.m., Potter County deputies were called on scene for a structure fire. They say that camper was burning. Once the blaze was put out, they went inside and found 4 bodies. Now, I just spoke with Sheriff Brian Thomas, who's just gave me that limited of information right now. He says we can't release who those people are, the ages, or what happened to them. Now, Special Crimes is also on scene. They've been investigating the camper all evening, taking pictures, and the state fire marshal was...
That's right. That 24-hour about search for Christopher Garza ended here in Fritch in the Arroyo Verde neighborhood off Highway 136. Like Madison said, Garza, according to Borger Police, shot at a Hutchinson County deputy and was confirmed dead here at the scene. Now, why police were looking for him to start with, it was around yesterday where the Hutchinson County Sheriff went to pull him over for an unrelated shooting where he was supposedly supposed to be a person of interest.
Your child doesn't necessarily have to be underwater to get air into his or her lungs. They could simply be splashing around, swimming, or even just diving.
The suspect pulled up right here at the back of the church and let himself in. No one saw him, but luckily, surveillance footage shows us exactly who he is.